Well, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Night Night with Phee. Thank you for showing up on the Phee Network with Phee today. I've got barking dogs rocking and rolling. They probably got a cat out in the front yard. I've got one dog, I tell you, he does not like anything but people. It's surprising that he puts up with Ollie. He does not like dogs at all. So if you hear him barking, you just hear him barking. Thank you for showing up tonight and spending some time with me. Bring me some energy and bring me some effort. Let's get this train going because I'm here to tell you we've got some momentum. This is one of the shows that the platforms are picking up in the algorithms that are doing well on every single platform except one. And I do not understand it. We are not getting any looks. We've got 1,098 subscribers on one platform, 2,000 on another platform, and 26 on another one. So getting my nose bloodied, rocking and rolling nickel and diamond, and we're just going to keep figuring it out as we go. Remember, we're going to go as fast as we can go under control. So coaching theology tonight with Night Night with Phee. I certainly appreciate you being here. It's a blessing to be here. I got 5 hours sleep last night, so I wasn't hurting as bad. Just had a lot going through my mind, and tried to spend time just thinking and trying to prepare myself for what's going on. So I will be out of town this week, so there will not be any night shows on the weekend, and Sunday night I'll be tied up also. So the next time you'll see Phee will be Monday at 9 a.m. We are debuting Manly Mark's show at noon on Monday, and then Phee will be back with you with Night Night with Phee at 9 p.m. Got a lot of podcasts to do next week. We'll be in Revelations 11, be in Revelations 13, and Daniel 8. So last night we had a lot of good questions. I believe I'm getting more questions a day now than I can read. So that's a good thing. I still got 2 or 3 in case we don't get any over the weekend. I'll have some for Monday. But we've talked about regret this week. Everybody has them. We've talked about the fear of rejection this week and being able to overcome those rejections and that regret and moving on with your life. If you haven't checked any of our podcasts, Terminally Ill, His Kingdom is Coming, Coaching Theology, we will be doing those podcasts on a regular basis. We've been in business now for about 6 weeks. We're really doing learning a lot. Anytime you start a new business, it takes twice the money and twice the time, and I've done it several times in my life. And no matter what you think and how much studying and working and preparing and all of the business plans and everything else that they call a pro forma, once you start doing it, you realize that you've got a long way to go to be any good at it. And we're just going to rep it. Repetition is the mother of all skills. It is the key in almost anything. My son graduated from a prominent law school. He went and got a job at a tremendous law firm up in the Northeast. And he called me that day that he was going to court for the first time. And I said, son, that judge to you looks right now like he's a god. This is his court. He's in control, and you're just a little peon, first-year attorney. But after you've been in front of judges 50, 100, 200 times, it's just easy. It's just easy. And repetition is the mother of all skills. For example, I didn't turn off my ringer, and when I get through, I won't turn it back on. That's Phee. And they make fun of Phee. They're betting on Phee, betting against him. The lottery is the 22nd. That's the key date. My stepfather died on July the 4th. He was quite a patriot and received the greatest award for any civilian in the intelligence community. He taught at West Point. He led the European forces in World War II. He passed away at 98 and a half years old. And I can remember on July the 4th, and what a blessing and what a great day and what a great man he was. My father would have loved him. My mother and father were married for 53 years. My father passed away at 79 years of age in 2009 on my oldest daughter's birthday, which we'll celebrate this weekend. A lot of my family, my mother, my father, my brother, and my stepfather all passed away in July. So when July 1st hits to July 31st, they all think Phee's going to be dead. And I've got to tell you now, don't bet against me, because Phee's going to be here a whole lot longer than a whole lot of folks. I just tell you, I don't believe I'm ever going to die. I believe the Lord will come back before I die, and He's not coming back for at least 7 years, and I've seen a whole lot about my life that hadn't happened yet. So I will tell you that tomorrow is not guaranteed, and yesterday is gone forever. So today is a gift. It's a present from our Lord, and you need to take advantage of that. And if you haven't accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior, then you don't have a guarantee of tomorrow. So make that decision. Jesus isn't coming back tonight. They've got the sixth trumpet and the seventh trumpet before He comes. You've got World War III that will happen. You've got a lot of temples got to be built. Antichrist has got to stand in it. And so there's a lot of things that have to happen in that short amount of time. So how do we spend our time? Well, statistics show that you're spending about 4 hours and 3 minutes a day on that phone. My question would be to you, you only sleep 8. Now, I've never been a social media type guy or a platform type guy, but when I had this vision and I was studying all these diseases, I started getting involved with the internet and studying and researching, and I always try to follow the money, see what new drugs are out there, what new treatments, and what I found is how you spend your time. And if you're spending your time 4 hours scrolling and you're sleeping 8, that's 12. If you've got children, you're going to have to spend some time with them. If you don't spend some time with them and they're on their phone 4 hours a day, and you're on your phone 4 hours a day, and you go to work 8 hours a day, and they go to school 8 hours a day, and you sleep 8 hours a day, and they sleep 8 hours a day, where's the connection? Where's the leadership? Where's the guidance that you should have for your children? So time is your greatest enemy, and it is your best friend. You know, if I would have been terminally ill 10 years ago and my Lord wouldn't have saved me, there'd be nothing they can do for me. The research scientists have cured the diseases, but they didn't have the technology or the delivery methods. And what you're finding now is Big Pharma and the healthcare systems are rolling out those new protocols, new treatments, new surgeries, when they want to. And they normally spend about $1 billion on a new drug, and they normally like to make 4 before they roll out another one. So I'm not interested in their profit margins. I'm interested in saving lives, and that's what we're going to do here at the Feast Me Network. And if you know anybody that's terminally ill or any groups, they need to be involved. And we're going to do better marketing with the groups here in about September. We're going to grow this organically till then. But tonight we're going to talk about time and how you're spending it. I would tell you that I did a poor job with time management in my past when it comes to reading the Bible, praying, serving, very selfish, very arrogant, very confident, and I try my best not to do that anymore. I think it was my greatest asset. It's the reason I had 3 billionaires in my 20s that invested with me. It was the reason that I made the money that I made as a young man. I wasn't scared to talk to anybody. My father taught me when I was a young boy. He treated me like a man when I was 6, 5, because my brother was 11 years older. We had the same conversations. But what he said to me is, you treat the janitor just like you treat the president, because I was raised worse than the janitor, and I expect you to be better than the president. And if he didn't say that 1,000 times or 500 times, he didn't say it once. So I don't mind. I treat everybody very, very good. I get that from my mother. She's got a sweet spirit, a kind heart. She is a servant. When she was alive, I have those qualities. I am a caretaker, and my children are like that, especially my youngest boy. When I look at him and the spirit and the sweet spirit he has, it just reminds me of my mother. Because you're not going to be a better mother and father than I had. And although I've got kids and they're married now, and they think he was a little rough on me, but yeah, he was beaten with chains and whips, and that wasn't his family. It was dadgum landowners. He was a sharecropper's boy, and he lost one brother at 11 months and one brother at 3 days, one day and one the next for starvation, a lack of nutrients. And born in 1929, the Great Depression in the poorest county, didn't own a thing and one shirt and didn't eat a lot. So he told me, son, I don't have a lot of money, but I'll feed anybody that you bring me that's hungry. And the Lord put it on my heart in June the 24th of 2023 to try to solve this world hunger problem, and I believe I've done that. When I started, I had a lot of backlash with these nutritionists and with these investment bankers. But when NASA and the World Health Organization both now are saying exactly what I said 3 years ago, that algae tablets are the key to nutrients and protein in order to help cure world hunger. Your diet's terrible, and we're going to do a better job of trying to teach people what they're eating and what they're cooking their food in, and how there's actually ingredients in food that are illegal all around the world, but they're just very prevalent in the United States. So tonight, we want to ask you how you're spending your time. And I know everybody's busy. I know you're working like hamsters on a wheel. And I get that. You've got to provide. And inflation is running a little high. It's costing you $1,100 more a month for the same basic goods as it did the last year of Joe Biden's presidency. That will change. But there's so much uncertainty about the Middle East and World War III. You're seeing the peace plans talks are really ramping up with Germany and France, and they're just one step away. Once they can control and get the foreign exchange markets away from the U.S. dollar and onto the BRICS, and that is Brazil, that's Russia, that's India, that's China, and that's Saudi Arabia. And those are the 5 countries that are trying their best to hurt the United States economically, as well as from a social standpoint with social unrest, terrorist attacks. You're going to have some cyber attacks, and also what you're looking at is a spiritual warfare. And it's not new. It's just seeped into our civilization, and we permitted it, we've tolerated it, and now we're going to pay a price for it. So spend your time wisely. And remember, if you go to church once a week and that's all you do, that's not doing a whole lot for your spirit life. You need to read the Bible 4 days out of 7. That means you're more in the Word than you're in the world. You need to pray, and that doesn't mean a laundry list of what you need. That is a prayer of gratitude, of thankfulness, of praise and worship, glorifying the Lord that made this and created this place for you to live, and created you, made you in your mother's womb for a specific purpose if you're a child of God. And so make sure that you use your time wisely. Very excited and happy about the questions that I've been getting, and they've been getting. I've had a couple from Arkansas and a couple from Oklahoma, but they are coming from all over. So there's a reach somewhere. It's not Russia because, again, we've been banned in Russia, and we've been censored. And wonder why we only have 26 subscribers on the only platform that censored us. I don't know. I have a feeling Fee's going to have to figure it out because, he's not very bright, but he does work hard. So let's go to the first question, if I can read the daggone thing. My contacts, I'm telling you, just not very good at it. And I used to read the bottom line of an eye chart at 43. This liver takes nutrients, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin E. They take them from every part of your body. And if I wasn't getting the nutrients I needed now, which you certainly don't do it in a diet, there's no way in the world that I would be this active. Well, I walked 2,983 miles last year. That's That's the length of the Sahara Desert, and I got a badge for it. And as soon as Mark teaches me how to do all this insert stuff, I'll show you pictures and other things that will make it a little more interesting. You do realize that 90% of communication is nonverbal communication. So it's body language, it's tone, it's cadence. It's not what you say. So we need to be able to have some visual aids in the future. I love what Mark's done with the set. But thank you for these questions, and I will read the first one. Phee is the man of action, main attraction. In your opinion, do the pheromone clones work? If so, which is the best to buy and the cost? Well, thank you for the man of action, main attraction. I appreciate that opportunity. I hope that all those lingos and slang terms really reach the market. Some folks don't like the name Phee. I said, I don't care if you like the name Phee. Well, I don't know what it means. I don't care if you don't know it. Right now, I've got the brand Phee because once you know what it is, Phee, then I don't care whether you like it or whether you love it or whether you hate it or whether you just barely, it's okay. What I want you to do is remember it because there's a whole lot of Philip Smiths, but there ain't but one Phee. So I do like that they are actually catching on with Phee. As far as the pheromones cologne go, I had a cologne. I didn't go to college a lot. I didn't buy my books. I had my own projects and stuff, but one of my projects I had several knee surgeries in college, so I tried to work on a invention or a procedure that would allow these blue ice packs. They would slap them and they would activate a blue gel, and then they would put it on your knee or your shoulder. And what I wanted to do is get the ingredients of that gel and then put it on a pad like a Band-Aid, and it would clot blood quicker. It would be cold, so it would feel better. And then when it got warm, you would use more of them because you wanted a cold aid. So that's what it was called, cold aid, instead of Band-Aid. Well, when I graduated and I went to Boston and I got a patent attorney, they ran the patent, and what they found is a doctor in 1969 had developed a medicine that was frozen for burn victims. And when the medicine thawed, it would release into the wounds. And so at that age, I had so many things that I was working on, I just completely, said, well, somebody beat me to it. What I should have done, and one of my regrets in life, is I should have contacted that man and partnered with him. But I just left it alone. But when I was there, I had a fragrance, a women's fragrance called Infatuation. When feelings outgrow commitment. And I'd worked about 6 months on the chemical compounds and the pheromones of that scent. Scent, as you'll find, is the number one problem with marriage with women because their men don't know how to brush their teeth or use mouthwash, and they don't understand about body odor. So if you don't smell good, and when you're talking, your breath's bad, then I would think that is the basic, just the very basic things that you should do if you're going to spend some time with the opposite sex, male or female. Now, I know you went through this grunge stuff and this rave stuff all night long, and you didn't shower for days, and I know some of you women don't shower but twice a week, or at least don't wash your hair. I know Mark doesn't wash his hair but once a week because it strips the oils from it, but he does shower every day. So if you want to brush your teeth and you want to use mouthwash, if you want to use something to mask the body odor, I would take a shower and use soap is what I would do. But the infatuation, I'm fixing to do it because what I found is these cologne and perfume companies, they take every word in the English language and they copyright it for their cologne. They're not going to use 98% of them, but they don't want anybody else to use them. So Infatuation name was gone. So now I'm going to do it Infatuation. I'm just going to spell it, not I-N, I'm just going to spell it with an N. And in fat, I'm going to spell it P-H-A-T, and then oation. And it's going to be when feelings outgrow commitment. And so I'm going to get that out there. And it will have the pheromones in it. Now, the key with the pheromones, you see a lot of knockoffs. I mean, you can't believe what you're buying. And some of the things you guys are buying, it just amazes me. But I've seen these colognes and I've seen these perfumes online that talk about just, just put it on and they just, it just activates that vemerazole gland in between your nose and your brain. The cerebrum of the brain, you've got to get the scent through the nose. And so you've got a hypothalamus gland, and then you have your olfactory nerves and your olfactory tracts. And then you get to that gland at Fonereronasal, I believe is the way you spell it. If it activates that gland, there's no question it works. That gland in your brain is it secretes the pleasure hormones that would instill arousal in the nerve endings. So yes, remember your brain has 86 billion neurons. Each one of them has about 10,000 transmitters. Your thyroid is the distribution center, but your liver is the key. Your liver will take a lot of every nutrients, and your gallbladder with the bile. It's all connected. But your brain, if it's activated, that gland's activated, then yes, pheromones do work. They've been scientifically proven to work. Now, as far as which one to buy and what's the cost is, I've probably looked at 20, and they'll range anyway from these knockoffs that you can buy for $15, $20 all the way up to $250. So I'm not going to give you any recommendations on what to buy or what the cost is, because Phee wants you to buy infatuation sooner or later, and I'm not going to be unless I'm an affiliate marketer for another excuse me, an affiliate marketer for another perfume or cologne company, then I won't recommend them. I'll have my own, and we already have the Phee store. We just don't have any inventory in the rascal yet. But we're going to have Phee coffee cups, hats. We're going to sell all kinds of supplements. We're going to sell honey. Phee loves honey. And I know a bunch of you folks are tripping out there with these bees, but you don't know how good honey is. And remember, anytime you put honey in anything, and you can put it on vegetables, I use coffee and half every day. I drink it all day long. You've got to have as much honey as you possibly can have, and it's not the type of sugar that's going to bother you. It's a natural sugar, and everybody needs honey. And Phee going to find some. He's going to find some beekeepers, and we're going to sell some Phee honey before it's over. But that's probably 2026, and might be in the third quarter of 2026. But yes, pheromones do work if they activate that gland. I did a lot of study in it in 1984 and 1985. So yes, they do work. I just don't know the quality and who has the ability to have that scent of that pheromone to activate that gland. So I hope that's helped you some, and they certainly market it as it is, and it involves a chemical reaction in the brain. So yes, I hope that's helped you at all. Okay, Mr. Smee, and that was from who? That's from Frank in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Thank you, Frank. Oshkosh, Wisconsin, I have never been to, so don't know whether that's north or south of Milwaukee or where. But anyway, thank you, Frank. I appreciate you, and continue to tune in to all our Phee shows on the Phee Network. And all right, next question right here. Mr. Smee, I've watched your Terminal Ill podcast about living wills. Both my parents have living wills, and when I told them to tear it up, they became upset. What can I share with them that would make them believe it is in their best interest not to have one? Taylor in Topeka, Kansas. Well, that is an issue that I am very familiar with, Taylor. Uh, your hospitals and your healthcare systems and your big pharma know how to sell. They are marketers. And the key to your living will is it gives them the legal right to kill you. Okay? So remember, terminally ill patients cost insurance companies, and number one insurance company with Medicare, Medicaid, the government, when they think there's no way you can get better, they aim to kill you as quickly as possible. And they do that legally. And they do that by telling you that you don't need to, your kids or your parents don't need to make your decision for you, that you need to make that decision. And they are in a tough mental and emotional state. You need to be in a calm state that's making decisions predetermined. Sounds just like a wonderful marketing plan, doesn't it? But in reality, they have rehearsed speeches. And I know every single end-of-life treatment that they're going to try to perform. And when my mother died, the doctors came in to talk to me, and when she was in the hospice with my brother, and when he started the conversation, I said to him, I don't need to hear the conversation, because I'd already told my brother an hour before he came in exactly what he was going to say. And then he's spanking it with the nurse 30 minutes in the dadgum broom closet. See, what you don't really realize is you want people making decisions on your life that love you, not that you're just a number. He's going to be eating a T-bone or a ribeye in an hour and a half. So your family, if you're in that situation, is put in a situation to where they're being told by rehearsed speech, and they make those people feel like they've got some type of choice in the decision. This is what your mom wanted, but now if you want us to continue to try to work on her more, we'll do so. And it's just an emotional, cut it with a knife. In reality, you have legally told them, you could legally give them the right to kill you. And how do they do that? Well, at hospice care, they don't give you an IV, which Phee has a new IV. You know, the other IV is like 2 bags of potato chips. It's sodium chloride. It just hydrates you. So it doesn't go to the wound. So Phee has a IV that will replace all of the IVs now, and they haven't done it since 1973. So I am in the process now of getting that done, and that's going to be a tough situation. I'm trying to go through the VA. The VA's got a national office in St. Louis, and I've made several trips there. They've got great hospitals and universities in St. Louis. I don't know if people realize what a great cultural and a hub for medicine that St. Louis is. I believe 6 out of the top 10 healthcare systems are located there. They've got a university there that just it feeds a lot of law and medical schools. That's all it is. It's not an undergraduate school. It's just it's called WashU or Washington University, and it is a phenomenal medical and law school. And they just feed. There's more to St. Louis than an ARC and a Budweiser, I can assure you. They're doing good work, and I've got a law firm there, and we're trying to get that done. But if not, it'll take 5 to 7 years with this. And this needs to be done before World War III starts. It will save about 365,000 people just by changing one thing. And so they don't care about the 365,000. They'd rather have 365 billion. But that's okay. Again, if it doesn't affect your life, you're not interested in it. But when it's affecting your life, you are interested in it. So when they're taking 2,000 kids a day and nobody cares because it's not their kids, it bothers me. And if you're going to kill 12 million people to make a couple more bill, that bothers Phee. Because I love money, but I'm not money motivated anymore. I've made plenty of money. I've lost money. And look, there's other ways to make money than trafficking young people, trafficking kids, and there's a whole lot better ways of making money than killing people because you won't release the protocols, the procedures, the treatments, and the surgeries. So you've got the ability to do it, and if you don't, you're not giving AI credit for it because this is 100 years of research scientists, and I want no credit from it or for it from all. They deserve the credit. But I'm fixing to do it if they don't do it, and it'll take me 5 years. So I'm not dying anytime soon. Do not bet on the raffle on July 22nd. And Mark's already got the name. He's already renamed the network. And 7 out of 10 people that are betting, they're betting against Phee. They got the pictures. I got the great physician. It's a real simple deal. But tear up the living will. Tear it up. Tell them, say, Mama, Daddy, you're giving them the legal right to kill you. If you go into hospice, they will not give you an IV. They'll dehydrate you. They'll put shunts in your lungs. Every time you gasp, they're going to hit you with what? Pain medicine. And pain medicine shuts down kidneys and liver. I take no pain medicine. I passed out twice due to pain. Don't know how long I was out. The pain was so intense that I passed out. I didn't know if I'd wake up. I have no idea how long I was out. But that's happened to me twice. And it hadn't happened to me in 2 years and 8 months or 9 months. So I'm rocking and rolling nickel and diamond. I didn't play any golf today. I got asked to play pickleball tonight, but it's like I told them, I got a bunch of just young kids. I coach a lot of kids, so they have no idea about Phee. They look at me and think, he's an old crippled man, and they have no idea until I go out there and just, I scrimmage with them still on one leg, and like I tell them, if you want to play college basketball, you can beat me by the 10th grade. So I'll tell you right now, I've got some students. I've already got one that has already committed before senior year. I've got another one's the best shooter in the state of Oklahoma. She is absolutely unbelievable. Shoot it from anywhere. Only a junior. She's not but 16 years old. She hadn't started her junior year yet. So she is dynamite. So I'm around a bunch of these young folks, and they're athletic, and they're studs, and and I've got Joe, of course, which is one of my better students' older brother, and I've had him too. So when you get as old as me, I coached their mothers and the fathers. Now they got kids I'm coaching. I used to hold one of them like this, and now she's 13, blowing a whistle. So if you spend it long enough, you'll see a whole lot of generations. But bottom line is, when it comes to your living will, you need a last will and testament, but you don't need a living will. Make it hard for them to kill you. Keep saying no. If they put you in a hospice, just tell them, I want an IV and I don't want any pain medicine for my mother or father. Well, you just can't do that. Okay, well, that's what I want. So bring them home. And if not, they're gonna die an excruciating death. Excruciating death. Their lungs are going to fill up with fluid, which is not another word than bodily fluid, bile, blood, pus. Their lungs are going to fill up. Their kidneys are going to shut down. Anytime that they even go, because their lungs are so relaxed or paralyzed because they've got them shut up with so much morphine, and every time they go, he's hurt, they're hurting. Let's get them some more morphine. They're trying to get them out of here. Trust me when I tell you, you got 7 days. That bed will have someone else in it in 7 days. So tear up the living wills. Have a last will and testament. Make sure you're smarter about your condition than other people are. If you're not, you're at their beck and call. And look, who wants to have someone's life decided by someone that doesn't know them or care about them? And then you're relying on someone you don't know or trust to giving you that information. Don't ever leave a terminally ill patient by themselves at the hospital. They'll be doing fine at 11 when you come. You get the call at 3. Well, they got in pain. We gave them, and they just didn't respond. I don't care how different or how difficult it is for you to have somebody at the hospital. I know you're working. I know you're divorced. I know you got kids. I know it's your mama. It's easy for 2 days, and then all of a sudden it's a week, and it is a problem. And I get that, but try to get some help. Try to find some volunteers. Do whatever you need to do not to be left alone at the hospital if you're terminally ill. And don't have a living will. That is a marketing tool by big pharma, healthcare systems, hospitals, just like the old happy face, a smiley face chart. It's nothing more. Using the smiley face chart from 1 to 10, can you tell me the pain level you're on? And if I would have said 7, 8, 9, or 10, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have made it through the night. And that's why 80% of them don't. And I didn't know that. So it was just a God thing. That my Lord had a plan for me and a purpose for me, and I am going to honor that. So tear it up. Tear up the living will. And if they don't, if they're mad at you about it, tell them that you love them a whole lot more than those doctors do. And tell them that to watch this and watch the Terminally Ill podcast. Because, again, these doctors are not, they're not as smart as you think they are. Before I start taking some heat, I have met and I'm dealing with good doctors. And there are good hospitals. Yes, they are. But 80% of these folks are pharmaceutical or sales reps in white coats. They get 4 or 5 junkets. They call them continuing educations cruises, or they get to go to the convention in San Diego or Las Vegas, and they go about 4 years, and their wives enjoy that, or they're single and they like to go and spank it with a young lady and have a good time. So remember, doctors are just 2 steps up from the patient. They make no decisions. They make no decisions on your treatment. They make decisions based on the treatments available by the healthcare systems that pay their bills, that write their check. So always want a second opinion, and if you want to write me, I'll be glad to help you. But I'm telling you right now, what they're doing in Europe, what they're doing in India, what they're doing in China, what they're doing in Central America, what they're doing on islands, and what they're playing as if they're doing in the United States without doing it, will tell you that they know exactly how many of these diseases they can cure. So tear up the living will. Don't trust somebody that you don't know. Don't trust somebody with your life or your parents' life or your children's life just because they said this was so. Remember, they want to put you in a situation where you have to make a quick decision. And when you make quick decisions, normally you're making those decisions based on bad information, and they don't turn out well. So I don't care what your mom and dad said. You did right by telling them that, and tell them again, watch whatever you need to watch, but tear up the living will. And thank you, Taylor from Topeka, Kansas. Question number 3. I have been married for 13 years, and I've never had an orgasm with my husband during sex. He refuses to have oral sex with me, so I am in a rut of self-gratification. I have been faithful, but my eyes are already wandering, and my body is ready for someone else. Signed, What to Do in Ohio. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What to Do in Ohio. Everybody else just put their name down, but hey, What to Do in Ohio. You're not by yourself. 48% of women never reach orgasm during vaginal penetration sex without the help of manual stimulation or oral stimulation. So there's about 50% of the folks. I blame the men for that. I don't think that they get any better from the time they're 17 or 18 until they're 70 or 80. So I blame the men for that in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I think a lack of communication is on your part. has to take some of the blame. Unless you've tried to sit down and communicate and try to flirt or induce or try to actually tell him exactly what you would want and exactly what you'd like, and before you start getting into a season of regret, which is especially if you have kids, and I don't know if you do or not, but if you have kids, you don't really want to be divorced. If you love him, if he treats you bad, and it was a mistake to get married, and he doesn't care about you, and he doesn't spend any time with you sexually. And when you say oral sex, I don't know if you're performing oral sex on him, but he won't perform oral sex on you, or whether he just says he doesn't believe in oral sex. Remember, there are some cultures in the world that think that no man should ever have oral sex with a woman. That is a dominance thing from the woman, puts a man in a weakness standpoint, and so there are cultures out there that are very strict when it comes to oral sex for men performing it on women. I don't, again, that's the culture. Remember that your culture, your time, your environment, all those things that you're taught that go in between your ears and then manifest through a period of time, you're a product of that. You're a product of that culture and environment. So it sounds like to me that the lack of communication is the problem in that situation. Again, you didn't give me enough information about why or how old you are or children involved or anything else. The only thing that I'm getting here is that you're not reaching climax during intercourse, and that he will not perform oral sex on you. So you're looking to do something else other than to self-pleasure. So signed What to Do in Ohio. I'd have a very frank conversation with your husband, and I'm sure you've been faking it for 12 years, and then you're going, I don't think you ought to tell him you've been lying, but at the same time, it's not my business. My suggestion would be is to communicate with him, tell him your feelings, tell him your desires, and I would try my best to at least get into the arena of talking about things and expanding your skill set in different areas. And I don't know, if some people have trauma in the past doing certain things and they are bad experiences and they don't want to know it, you need to find that out from him. But that's too long. If you'd said 4 months or even you'd said a year, I might get it. But I mean, this is 13 years you've been married, and this has obviously been bothering you, and you've obviously not talked to him about it. And if you have, he doesn't care, and you didn't tell me that you had. So that's a tough thing. But I blame the men mostly. But I think your communication is lacking in that situation. Remember, for you men, if you're running in there, you're 90% finished before you actually get undressed. So you can read about any manual you want, and there's tons of coaches and stuff on this platforms and internet, but it's sad that women have to go to vibrators, and they have to self-pleasure. I spoke last night that on one of our questions that more married people masturbate more weekly than single people, and that still boggles my mind. That tells me that they would rather imagine and dream about their kink or someone else than to actually have sex with their mate. And that also tells me that vibrator is pleasuring them with what's in their mind much better than the husband. And you might want to introduce the vibrator to your husband if you have one, and you might try to talk to him about again, expanding the sexual arena, and that's just a lack of communication on my part. So on your part. So or both your parts. It might not be just you, and again, you might have done that 3 times and just not told me. But before you head into a bad season, I would communicate with him. And then if he doesn't respond to that and doesn't care, and you don't feel like he loves you or cares anything about you, and you don't have children and you're unhappy in your marriage, I mean, there's all, you just go on. Bottom line is you're unsatisfied. He is not satisfying you, and that's part of his responsibility as a husband. You remember that women need 3 things in a relationship. They need security, they need romance, and they need non-sexual touch. If you can do those 3 things for a woman, you will find that they will respond very well to you. Now, men, they need 4 things, and women are stronger than men. Women have better tolerance of pain than men. They have babies. They've got 6,000 more nerve endings than a man. So whenever you hear, he's a real tough man, that's, he's a handyman, or he's a buff dude, and he's got plenty of testosterone, and he's rocking and rolling, and he's got a high tolerance of pain. Well, I'll tell you that the woman giving birth to the 10-centimeter head is going through a little more pain trying to get it through the birth canal. It's like taking your upper lip and just ripping over your skull. So I don't think men have a higher tolerance of pain than women, although they might think they do. They don't. And that's a man having a kidney stone is about the closest thing you're going to find to a woman giving birth. So you rock and roll and nickel and dime with that one. But, man, communication is the key there. All right, here we go here. Did I read that one? Yes? Okay. Last question. Hey, Phee, my friends and I want to know if you're single, dating someone, or married. You don't wear a ring. It doesn't look like you're terminally ill to us. Thanks, Stacy and friends from St. Paul, Minnesota. Well, I've had several people inquire about my dating, and I will tell you that in 2017, I started bleeding from the rectum, started bleeding in my urine, and I started throwing up blood. Now, if you're doing that, you're not thinking about sex. You're not thinking about dating. You're certainly not thinking about trying to develop a relationship. So from 2017, which they thought I had a bleeding ulcer, and not their fault, they told me what to do. I did it. The bleeding stopped, but the sickness just continued. And I had real bad skin disease and boils, and your skin is your largest organ. And they had to redo my whole nose. They had to make medicine for me out of Oklahoma at a specific blend of medicine that wouldn't hurt my kidneys or liver. And then I had to apply it. And what it did is it took all of the cancer cells off of my nose, and it basically took it the first 3 layers of the skin. So it was just the bone, and I couldn't, right here in my nostrils and right in my eyelids here, I couldn't do this without it bleeding and hurting. And it took 30 days before I actually, it was rough. My kids thought I looked like the Elephant Man or something. But yeah, I can tell you that 2017 to 2020, I was just so sick and didn't have any energy. I had to tell my youngest boy, I said, I just can't do basketball anymore. And he's the only reason I went to the doctor. I mean, he just stayed on me for 2 years. He worked on me. And finally, I told him that I would go, and then I went, and they told me I was dead. And so they were lying again. Jessica, you absolutely love honey. I'm glad. I am a freakazoid when it comes to honey. But yes, my nose took them a full 30 days to actually have skin on my nose. So I was 2017 to 2020. On Christmas Eve of 2020, my youngest daughter got COVID. She played in a basketball game on Tuesday night, and by that Friday, which was Christmas Eve, she had COVID. I contracted COVID from her. My my oldest daughter contracted. So my youngest boy was taking care of all of us, but that COVID almost killed me. And I had a real tough debate with my son. He was really, really wanting me to go to the hospital, and I told him, son, if I go to the hospital, they're going to put me on a ventilator. You're never going to be able to see me again. You won't be able to see me there. So I'm not going to die at the house. As long as I can handle it, as long as I can make it. But I'll let you know if I can't. But as long as I can, I'm going to stay here. And it was, I'm going to tell you, I've had some rough days in my life, especially in the last, 3-4 years. But that's a top 10 day. I couldn't breathe. And I never sat down. I never laid down. I just kept walking because I didn't feel like that I could breathe. And that disease with my conditions, it accelerated all of them because it was almost within 30 days of 2021 that I was done. I mean, I couldn't work at all. My best friend and business partner was 20 years older than me. He was a grandfather to my kids. I'd got him a house on the same street to where when I was working that he could watch my children. They love him like a grandfather, and he was a great man, and he was supposed to be dead in 1996. And I found a doctor in Egypt that took a artery out of his heart, drilled a hole in his brain, and then bypassed a carotid artery into his brain. And he wasn't expected to live, and because of strokes, he had 100% blockage in both carotid arteries. And we got that done. He'd had a heart attack. He ended up with lung cancer 3 times, took out a third of his lung. He has, at least 13 different surgeries, had bladder cancer 5 times. I mean, we really worked to try to save him, and God just saved his life in order to take care of my kids when I was trying to work and didn't have a wife. So what a blessing he was, and the VA, again, it saved his life so many times, and that this COVID shut down the VA for 90 days. The only people they'd see was COVID. By the time he got there, he had stage 4 esophagus cancer. He did not respond to the radiation and chemotherapy, and I was, again, wasn't as versed as I am now. And I look back now and think I probably could have taken him overseas and given him a shot. I give him not a shot, but a shot at living, because there are things that you could do other than chemo and radiation. And remember, chemo is really bad. It's poison. It kills everything in your body pretty much, including the tumors. There's so much better ways between frequencies, magnets, lights, lasers, nanobots, exomes, stem cells, neural links. The delivery methods are there, and we're going to get it done. One way or the other, they're going to do it, or I'm going to do it one. And I've been working on doing it for right at 3 years. So it's a long process dealing with criminals, and I'm dealing with the biggest criminals, the FDA. 75% of their dadgum employees are from Big Pharma. That's right. All right, Phee, my friends and I want to know if you're single, dating someone, or married, you don't wear a ring, it doesn't look like you're terminally ill. Well, I have looked terminally ill before, I can assure you. You can see pictures of me in that from 2020 to 2022, and old Phee Bird was struggling. Of course, Phee, he thought it was just 11 surgeries. I made it to 50. I looked good. Now I've got all this inflammation, all this pain, all this sore, and I think, man, I don't know if I can take it. I can't sleep. I can't get out of bed. I can't move. I'm hurting every single joint. I mean, I tell you, it was rough. So in 2017, I started bleeding. In 2020, I got COVID. 2021, I took care of Teddy. He passed away in November of 2021, and 6 months later, they diagnosed me terminally ill in May of 2022. Again, you don't start dating when people tell you you're going to be dead, no way to live 30 days, and that's certainly, if I succeeded, which I would hope I would be able to do, they would either like me or love me. They would fall in love with me, and then I would die. And who would do that? So I just didn't date from 2017 when I was bleeding to 2020 when I really went from being sick to actually being I can't do anything, to taking care of Teddy in 2021 to be diagnosed terminally ill in 2022. So now it's 2025. My Lord has shown me that I will date again and I will marry again. And so I'm thankful and I'm blessed and I'm looking forward to that. I'm in a season where I haven't dated in a while, and I don't look terminally ill. I agree with you, and I'm not trying to look 40. But I don't want to look 60. I'd like to look 50. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. And I dated a whole lot of older women when I was younger, and I shouldn't have done that. But when I was in my teens and in my early 20s, and I didn't get married until I was 30, I dated a lot of 50 and 60 and 45-year-old women, and so my brother was always 11 years older than me. I got a car at 14, so I started dating college girls then in Memphis State and Jonesboro at Arkansas State, and if they would live within 60 miles, I could be there and be home by midnight. So I've dated a lot, and I didn't marry until I was 30. I got divorced at 50. And I haven't dated since 2017. So I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that in the future man, I'm excited. I'm excited about the opportunity. You know, there was a long time, I have to tell you, it never entered my mind to ever think about having sex, never think about developing a relationship, never think about going out on a date, never think about kissing a woman again. It just, I don't know if you people know how sick terminally ill people and how pain causes you not to want to do anything else except eliminate the pain. But I don't deal with a whole lot of pain that I can't handle now. You know, I have ruined my body about as bad as you can I've had all kinds of wrecks, all kinds of surgeries, and you know, 5 on my knee, and the biggest problem I have right now, and that can change on a moment by moment basis, is I've got a knot on the bottom of my right foot, and the knot on the bottom of my right foot, that's the right leg I've had all the knee surgeries on, and the right hip I need the hip replacement on. They want to take the pinky knuckle out of the pinky base knuckle out of my foot and remove it to take that calcium deposit that's connected to that joint. And what I have been doing for the last 2 years is just going and getting a pedicure every 2 weeks. So I can go spend $40 every 2 weeks, get a pedicure. I don't have any problem with it for 2 weeks, and then I can't walk again. And so yesterday I only played 9 holes of golf, and I was sitting out there by myself, and it was 100 degrees, and my foot was hurting. And so I'm wobbly anyway trying to walk. And so the worst thing today about me is not my liver. I just don't have any pain in my liver. The kidneys, I don't have a lot of pain in my kidneys. I don't have any incontinence. I don't have any problem dribbling with my pee. I don't have any problems with my prostate. I don't have any problems with any ascites, any bile. They keep thinking, every year they think that I'm going to die. It amazes them. The first year, my alpha markers were so high that they knew I had liver cancer. And then the next year, they thought it was esophagus cancer. And then last August, they found a 1.6 centimeter exophytic mass coming outside my liver. And so an exophytic mass, 95% of those are cancerous, and 60% of the people in my conditions die of cancer. So when I get the reports back before the doctors ever look at them, when I read that, I just said, Lord, there's no tumor in my liver. So I have all of the faith that I need in you because you've given me a vision in order for me to go out and prepare people not to be deceived. So I wasn't worried about it. Now, my younger boy, which I eat with every Wednesday night, him and his wife, they live in town, and I have another daughter and her husband that live in town. Then I have two that live out of town, one in Delaware and one in Oklahoma City, or Norman, which is 15 miles south of Oklahoma City. But my son's, he asked me, like they always do, they know when I have treatments or they know when I have procedures, how did it go? And I told him what they found. He was concerned about it. He said, well, what are you going to do, Daddy? I said, well, if it's cancerous, then we have a different timetable. Remember, we're talking about what are you doing with your time today? But I'm not worried because it won't be there. And, of course, they did a 3D, much more sophisticated 3D scan on it, and it was gone. So I said, thank you, Lord. And when the lady calls me, she's like, it's not there. We don't understand why. I said, I understand. My Lord just healed me. He's going to continue to heal me. There's no way in the world I'm supposed to be living. They're betting against me. Watch Phee live or watch Phee die. I can promise you, I'm going to live. I'm going to live. And my dogs are tripping outside. So that's why I hadn't dated since 2017. I'm not shy. I'm not introverted. And I'm not scared to talk to women. I just didn't believe that it was the right thing to do if you're terminally ill. And I wanted to wait and make sure that I knew I was going to live. And I wanted to make sure that I was healthy. And my Lord showed me that it's time that I get out and get back on the saddle. So who knows? There's a lot to be a Miss Innocent out there that would actually, let me come in, spend a little time with her, get to know her. And if that happens, I'll be the first to be happy about it. If not, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And sooner or later, remember, like I said last night, God's got a plan for your life. And He's got a plan for my life. And He's got a plan for your life too. And if you're not married, you're single, then if you'll pray about it and seek God's guidance and direction in it, you will find the right mate. One thing I did, I prayed for my 4 kids in the 8th grade with a Bible, right there in Sunday morning church. I wrote the names. Phil's first child in the line, Phil's second child in the line, Phil's third child in the line, in a denim little Bible. Wrote it in the 8th grade. Prayed about it. Never prayed about my marriage. Didn't ask the Lord if He thought I should marry the girl. I never had a problem with women, and I normally select. I don't have a wingman. I don't worry about being told no, which is the reason I'm a decent salesman. And I'm not scared to being told no. So I never had those situations or those problems, but I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to do for me to date. So now I am, and I do appreciate and friends, what's the name, Stacy and friends from St. Paul, Minnesota. Yes, I don't wear a ring, and I've got some skin disease on my hands. So they're much better now since I've had some treatments overseas. But I hope that answers your questions. And no, I'm not married, and I know I don't look terminally ill, and I do appreciate that. I spent a whole lot of time from 2017 to 2023 looking like I was dead, and feeling like I was dead. And I am a miracle child. I was born a miracle child, and I'm going to die a miracle child. And if I die at all, I hope my Lord comes back. He ain't coming back for at least 7 years, so if that's not going to happen. So I appreciate the questions again. As far as ending tonight, about time, I would challenge you to spend more time with your Heavenly Father. I would challenge you to spend more time in the Word of God, in prayer, and learning. You're in the season of the second coming. You've got only one generation gets to see it, and they've been lying and telling you Jesus is coming for 2,025 years. So there's a lot of things got to happen before He comes back, but it's happening every day. You know, if you'd have told the people 5 years ago that they'd have red heifers in Israel, that Israel would have been able to buy the acres of land from a Palestinian or a Muslim on the Temple Mount, that's already been done. That they have the plans for the temple, that's already done. So, man, you know, this prophecy in Ezekiel and Zechariah and Isaiah, man, my favorite's Daniel, and we're just going to rock and roll with it. I don't need your validation. I don't have a theology degree. I have a theology degree, and I am the theologist, Phee. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you learned something tonight. I hope my mic was better. I have a problem sitting still. I mean, I lean back, I rock, you know. You make all the excuses you want, but I've got to do a better job with the sound. Mark's mic sounds well. He's flopping all over the place and sounds well. But it's got to do something with the Phee bird because, you know, Phee. I tell people, it's half Elvis, half Lisp. You got to deal with it. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll spend some time with you Monday morning. And remember, no matter what you're doing, you're missing something. So let's make what we're doing worth what we're missing. It's all about time, baby. Enjoy yours.